Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Whenever you're watching this video, hopefully you are having a good day. A better day than a lot of people who bought Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are having, because that's today's topic for the video is Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. What the hell happened with this game? Both of these games. So first I want to say this, before we even get into anything. I think this falls more on Nintendo than anybody. Game Freak definitely has some blame here, but I really do think this is more Nintendo than anything. With that being said, let's get into it. So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released this Thursday on the 17th of November, and they highly anticipated games. As people started getting review codes, they noticed some issues with the game. Mainly, the frame rates were awful. The game was frame dropping. The memory, there's a lot of memory issues. In fact, IGN did a video. They did a technical preview of Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. I mean, I can pull it up right here just to show you guys the specific video. This is it. It's the performance review. And I think they do a really good job of breaking down every single issue with Pokemon. Ironically, there's a Pokemon ad right here. This was supposed to be Nintendo's big, massive, end of the year, you got to get this game. And don't get me wrong, people still bought it, right? It still sold well initially. But you can see right here, I was already watching this, the performance issues, the frames are dropping like a rock, down under 30 FPS at times. And then you have freezing issues, right? Like, I didn't pause this video. Look, the text is freezing at some points. Look at the NPC right here, and look at the general quality. I mean, even for a Switch game, because Switch games, let's be honest, they're not 60K, they're not 4K 60 FPS, but Jesus, this is horrible. Look at this. It's like they're pixelated. This is awful, right? And so the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because it's a huge thing, and I personally wanted to get this game, but I couldn't, because look at what happened with the performance and stuff. And I've fallen off. Listen, I want to give a disclaimer too. I fell off of Pokemon after Gen 3. I was huge into Pokemon, until Gen 3. Well, after Gen 3 hit, I was done. If you look at the cool, Pokemon they had in Gen 3, Trico, Torchic, right? You go into Blaziken, which is the evolution there, and then you have a bunch of other. You had Groudon and Kyogre. I really felt like Gen 3 was the peak of the franchise, and I'm not the only one. Actman on YouTube, he does really good stuff. Check out his channel. He had a tweet, hot take, Game Freak peaked in Gen 3 as a developer. They've only gotten worse since. This new Pokemon looks hilariously bad and broken. And that is literally how I feel. Gen 3 was the height of the franchise, and everything since then has been kind of mediocre. It's been kind of goofy. I mean, let me give you an example. If you go over here to PokemonFandom.com, and you just take a look at the Pokemon that came after Gen 3, let's take a look. Turtwig, Piplup is pretty cool. I like Piplup. But, a lot of these Pokemon are kind of goofy. There's no, I don't know, they don't seem cool. They just seem like fuzzy, cozy animals. And, there's a couple of decent ones. I think Lucario is a decent one. But most of these are just goofy, cuddly, oh my god, you should totally get a toy of this Pokemon. Even the legendary, right? Arceus is not really that cool of a mythical, in my opinion. And then you look at Shaman. This is a legendary Pokemon, apparently. Right? How did we go from Groudon and Kyogre, and then you had the legendary Burbs, Zapdos, and Articuno, and Moltres, and then we go to this, and then I just want to put it in perspective, right? Let's see if I can find it here. I don't know if they had the list. Okay, here we go. So here are the Pokemon in this game. I just want to show you the one Pokemon. Look at this. These are this guy right here. I remember they showed a trailer for him, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, look, Lechonk!" And I was like, "Dude, it's just a pig. It's literally just a pig." And this is the type of Pokemon that they had oh man, look at that. We're going to drop a trailer, and this is we're going to put everything into this. And I'm like, dude, what is this? This is literally just a pig. I'm sorry, it just feels like they're not trying anymore. And like I said, this doesn't all fall on Niantic, right? Not Niantic, on Game Freak. Because the fact is, Game Freak can only do what they're given. Nintendo greenlit this game and wanted this game to release this year. This is obvious. Nintendo is a very make ends meet business. They care very much about their sales. They care very much about pushing out product. Game Freak probably tried their best, but this is the product of it, right? You can see the frame rates dropping right here. Again, this is gameplay courtesy of IGN. Go check out their video. I'll link it in the description. But this is what we're getting, right? Because of the insistence on, hey, you got to put this product out and you got to meet this deadline. Now, look, there was a time where back in the, look, there's a crash right there. There was a time back in the day where, that was a thing, right? Crunch. And you would have developers and studios really work hard to make sure that game got done. And, sometimes it worked. But it was never a good thing inherently. And Pokemon has become a franchise, in my opinion, that is just too played out. Right, it's like Marvel, right? Marvel Studios, their movies are having issues, not hitting $1 billion consistently anymore. A lot of people are giving them some heat for some of them. Doctor Strange was pretty controversial. So was Thor. Even Black Panther didn't open up as big as the first one, right? And it's because people have seen so much Marvel. You have She-Hulk. You have all these different Disney Plus shows. You have 1 million of them. You drop 7 movies a year. At some point, people are going to get sick of seeing the same thing. And make no mistake about it, each Marvel movie is basically the same movie. Like there's no real difference except for, this villain is going. It's a new villain, right? And say what you will about DC, their movies suck. But hey, I mean, at least they're different, right? The Joker movie felt nothing like Aquaman. And that's something to, appreciate. And then as it pertains to Pokemon, every single year or however many years, you get a new Pokemon game, you get a new spin-off, and it feels like they're just running out of ideas and they're just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Because this game is I threw it at the wall to see what sticks type of game. Like I said, you can see the performance right here being awful, but on top of that, I mean, seriously, when you are debuting Pokemon like Lechonk, Shaman, as you're like, oh, hey, check out these Pokemon, right? Like, I feel like, and again, I don't mean to offend anybody, because I know there's a lot of kids that like Pokemon and stuff like that. I don't mean to offend anybody, but it feels like Pokemon absolutely, literally is trying to be cute. It's like, oh, look at the cute little Pokemon, look at the little pig, look at the little Shaman, and it's like, dude, what, like... It's not that I'm asking you to be like dead serious rated R, but I mean, my goodness, just live like. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel like they're being too cute. I feel like they're not taking themselves as seriously enough. And I think, look, I mean, you can even in this gameplay right here, I just don't see like what the appeal is for this game. Like, this game tried to nail the open world aspect, which is fine, right? You want to go open world, that's fine. Open world games are, a good thing. Breath of the Wild is like tearing a new, blazing a new path forward, because of now every game, Sonic wants to be open world, Pokemon wants to be open world, every game wants to do it, right? But you have to do it the right way. You can't just have an open world full of NPCs with weird, choppy dialogue, really bad performance, because this is the first impression. Legends Arceus apparently wasn't fully open world, but it was kind of hinting at that, and then this game is the full, open world game that people were waiting for, and this is what we get. Like I said, listen, Pokemon, again, Game Freak, they were probably told to make this game come out this year. All I'm going to say is, there's no way this is the highest selling game franchise in the world right now, right? And the money, the developers, the manpower doesn't match the success. You should be reinvesting some of that money into this franchise so that this game doesn't have this poorly, reception, right? This poor of a launch. Now, I do think the future of Pokemon is interesting. I want to know, number one, if they're going to make another Nintendo Switch, because that's going to tell a lot about the future of Pokemon. If they do make a Nintendo Switch, or if they make, bring back the GameCube, or whatever they decide to do with their next-gen console, what will that mean in terms of their games, right? Will it be a dedicated console, or will it still be a hybrid handheld, and then you can dock it type console? I don't know. On top of that, the future of Pokemon, listen, I don't know what happened, but they didn't make another Detective Pikachu, which is crazy, because I thought the first one was really good, right? So they're not really like doing anything with the movie. They do have the Netflix Ash Ketchum revival. And by the way, congrats to Ash. because he actually just won. Finally, he became the world's best after like 25 years. Even though, by the way, I also want to talk about that too really quick. So let me just finish my point that I was going to say. Yeah, so after 25 years, he finally becomes the Pokemon Master, right? But yeah, other than that, like, Pokemon really is relying on its games. So the future of Pokemon, I think they have to take a break and then just kind of, I'm not going to say hard reset everything, but they got to reboot it, right? Like, I think they got to start from, like, scratch in a lot of ways, right? You can keep the open world aspect, but I really do think they have to start from scratch. Now, I want to say this. This is Ash Ketchum. This is him finally winning, his the tournament. He's the best in the world now. He did it. 25 years you've been waiting, right? I've been waiting. I used to watch this all the time, Saturday morning on Cartoon Network and all that. Love Ash Ketchum. But can we take a look at how he looks? Look at him. Look at how he looks. Look at how he looks. I'm not even kidding. This is how he looks now. Now, this is how he used to look. You see what I'm saying? I swear, this is not, again, this could be a hot take, but this is how Ash used to look. And then now, this is how he used to look. This is an older one too. And now, this is how he looks. Right? His eyes are more round, more friendly, more doodly. And again, it's not that this was ever a hardcore serious anime, but why do they have to make everything more like cutesy? You know what I'm saying? Like, they just make everything more like, this just looks weird. It's why I haven't watched it, because I'm like, dude, what did you do to Ash? What is the point? He had a perfect character model. You don't see Dragon Ball Z like changing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right? I don't know, right? Like this, I'm always, biased towards the older stuff because I like the older stuff. But like, look how cool Ash used to look. I mean, he used to look so much cooler, and then now he just kind of looks like a goofball. Like, I'm sorry, he does. Look at how he looks now. He looks like a poor drawing. And that is my point with Pokemon and Scarlet and Violet and just the series after Gen 3. It seems like they're focused on being cute, on being appealing. Oh my god, you can buy so many toys, you can buy so much merch, and they're not really focused on the quality of the game or the franchise anymore. And, again, this could be a hot take, this could be a stupid take. Let me know in the comments if you disagree and tell me why you disagree. But I just feel like this franchise is way too cute. They're focusing on all the wrong things, and they're rushing too much stuff out. Just take a break, okay? Take a break, reset, and come back with another Pokemon game, presumably on a next-gen Switch, because Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is the definition of, wow, maybe we should take a break from this franchise. But I don't know. That is my that's my take, and disagree with it if you want. That's fine. That's my take on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But let me know what you think. What do you think about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Did they peak in Gen 3, or is the best yet to come for this franchise? What are your thoughts on the game? What are your thoughts on the future of the franchise? And let me know what you think of my thoughts in the comment section down below. Please like the video and subscribe, and I will be back with more content. As always, thank you guys for the support. Every view, every like means the world to me. Thank you.